Good day everyone, this is Patrick from EasyFX Code Training System, and it's Sunday the 29th of September 2019, and this is the weekly analysis for the Euro, Cable and Aussie dollar for the first week of October next week. Let's take a look at the Euro, and let's look at the overall weekly picture, and it has been bearish and spiking below the previous swing lows, two swing lows before that, and it has dipped below the previous bearish channel, and we'll see whether that resistance hold after that retest, moving into next week. And this was using this fib structure retracement was to the 50% fib level, and spiked through it to hit 111.00, and then continued its movement down. So we could actually move this to the previous fib reversal that I had before. And it has just gone through the 138 fib extension level, and we'll see whether it can continue further to hit the 162 at 108.90, so just below 109. And we'll see what the new weekly pivots are for next week. So it all started with weak PMIs from the Eurozone across the board on the Monday. Slight retracement back up because of poor US consumer confidence figures, and then follow through bearish move again. So this week we'll see whether there's a potential move lower, and there's no major news from the Eurozone this week. The key news will be at the end of the week on Friday with the US non-farm payroll, which will affect all the major currencies. Let me move this up to this fib continuation move. Let's see how that affects the fib structure. And the 138 fib extension aligns with the weekly S3 of last week, so that's at 108.80 level. And if it extends further down to the 162 fib extension level, it goes down to the just below 108 to 107.89. So we'll see how next week and the following week turns out, especially on the after the non-farm payroll news on Friday. Let's move to the cable, and similar structure with the euro. A weak start in for the week, and then with positive poor US consumer confidence, and as well as the UK Supreme Court ruling that the prorogue was unlawful. So this helped to boost the cable to retest the 125, but then continue back down. And on Friday as well, the one of the MPC members, Michael Saunders, highlighted the risk in the Brexit uncertainty as well as the slowing global growth picture. So it has fallen back down to the 38 Fib retracement level. We can also check this move of this swing, and it has hit the 50% Fib retracement level, and we'll see how whether this will continue further as through the support zone to extend to the 62 Fib retracement level. We flip this over. This will be the 62 Fib retracement level at just below 122. Right, if we look at the weekly candlesticks and time frame, this is just form a bearish evening doji star, and we'll see there's a potential reversal signal. We'll see whether it continues further, but there's only one more day on Monday to reach the monthly pivot, and after that they will be readjusted. We'll see what those new pivots will be. There's only minor news from the UK this week with manufacturing, construction and services PMIs, and it's also exposed to the key event risk on Friday with the US non-farm payroll. And of course this month will be the last 5 more weeks till the Brexit deadline on 31st October, and there's going to be a lot of volatility as news will probably come out every day and week, and Boris Johnson will need to get a deal during the European Summit meeting on the 17th of October, and if he does not, then he will need to request for a Brexit extension, which he does not want to do as well. So we will see how the politics plays out and the Brexit uncertainty continues. All right, let's move on to the Aussie dollar, and likewise it paused on Monday and retracement back up to the 0.68 round figure with the poor US consumer confidence news, and then resume its bearish move from the previous week to hit the support zone and finding some support there with consolidation for the next couple of days around the monthly pivot. Right, next Tuesday the RBA is set to announce their rate decision and monetary policies decision as well, so it's going to be critical to see what their outlook is going to be. At the moment market is expecting a rate cut, so we'll see whether they do cut rates by 25 basis points. So that will be on Tuesday 12:30 p.m. in Singapore. So that will be a key event for the Aussie dollar, as well as Friday's non-farm payroll from the US. There's also Australian retail sales figures on Friday, but the RBA and the NFP news will be the critical ones. Right, and for this week from Tuesday till next Monday, China is also celebrating their national day and a week, long holiday. So there won't be any news on trade as well for the next week. Okay, so watch out for my other videos with spot gold and dollar yen, as well as the weekly Ichimoku analysis for euro and the cable. Right, meanwhile, have a good trading week and cheers.